My name is Wael Bouhaisi. I'm here to demonstrate with fellow Palestinian and human beings to ask for the immediate stop for violence and the massacre that is unfolding.
And the United States now is sending an armada, aircraft carrier, the British, the Germans. Why is the United States sending all these troops and military to the Middle East?
Well, I mean, the U.S. have been on the wrong side of this for decades. We know their position. Their position this time around is particularly awful. They are not even asking for de-escalation. They are urging this on, as you just said. They are enabling this. They are not even acknowledging the existence of Palestinian people, let alone civilians.
And the United States has said that they want Egypt to take the people of Gaza. And wouldn't that be another Nakba, moving people out of their own land?
It's interesting you say that. I'm literally a few seconds ago texting with my cousin who is in Deir el-Balah. I lost family yesterday. A cousin, his son, and his granddaughter were murdered in an airstrike. And she said this is another Nakba. In fact, Israeli officials are blatantly and openly saying we are actually committing another Nakba. Forcing 1 million people to evict, or any number of people to evict, is a war crime. This is literally genocide under international law. This cannot stand. The government here can stop this immediately. And they're choosing to escalate.
And the Democrats and Republicans are kind of united for supporting this. What's wrong with the political system in the United States that there's no opposition? It seems like the United Nations did say you should not blockade this. You should not cut off the electricity, the water, the power. I mean, people are going hungry. They don't have water.
Well, this is not new. I mean, I've been here for 30 years, since the beginning of this conflict almost. We're talking about 75 years ago. The United States have been unconditionally on the side of Israel, supporting its crimes, supporting its illegal occupation, supporting its blockade, settlements, and the whole bit. We're not surprised. You ask me why? That's because they're beholden to the military-industrial complex. They're beholden to lobbies. There are no morality or principles involved.
It's a business?
It is a business. And unfortunately, people in power right now, the officials, are all on the wrong side of this. They are all urging on this genocide, and none of them is calling for restraint, let alone stopping the violence and ceasefire. They could do this immediately, and they choose not to.
My name is Carol Seligman. I'm here because I'm so furious about what Israel is doing to Palestine, kicking the people out, doing a second Nakba, cutting off food, fuel, water, electricity, making their lives miserable and bombing the hell out of the country, killing, I heard 2,000 was the latest number of people killed in Palestine.
And what should working people do about this?
They should be out and protest. They should demand that the U.S. government stop any support for Israel, drop all U.S. support, because the U.S. is what makes this possible. They give billions of dollars to Israel.
And the AFL-CIO, the union leadership, are supporting this. What do you think about that?
What a betrayal of working class people. This is a time for solidarity with working people all over the world, and especially now in Palestine, where they're totally under the gun by the capitalist rulers of Israel.
The leadership say that they're Zionist of the AFL-CIO.
Say what?
The leadership say they're Zionist of the AFL-CIO. They're Zionists. What does that mean to you?
That is sick. That means that they don't believe in separation of church and state. They believe in a religious state that excludes non-Jewish religions from the rights of citizenship, of any rights, and even now the right to live. Zionism is a horrible, reactionary, cruel ideology, and We have to oppose it in all its forms.
My name's Nakba. If you pay taxes and you're a United States citizen, then your money is funding genocide. The United States government sends billions of dollars to Israel every single year. So if you pay taxes, even if you don't care about what's happening with Palestine, even if you have Jewish friends, Palestinian friends, you should care about this. You should care about the fact that your money is funding to kill people. That's what you should care about.
Why are the Democrats, Republicans supporting this war?
I have no idea. I think they have interest in the Middle East. I mean, we all know that they have completely destroyed the Middle East in the last decade or so because they want oil. They want the resources in the Middle East. There are no weapons of mass destruction. There's none of that. They have made Muslims and Arabs look like terrorists for their own political interests and to get resources from those people. So that is what's happening right now.
My name is E. I'm here today to show solidarity with the people of Palestine and to show them that there's people who are willing to show up and come out in solidarity with them because it's the least I can do. And yeah, I'm excited that there's a lot of people here today who are standing up.
And the United States is sending Navy, the ships, the weapons. What do you think about also the fact that they're silent about this blockade of Gaza, which the United Nations says is illegal? You can't blockade people who are confined like that.
It's totally abysmal that our state is supporting total genocide. There's no option for the people in Gaza, and we can't sit here while our country moves in such bloody and murderous ways. And I hope that what we galvanize here could potentially, influence the government and just, show people that it's important and necessary to come out and to talk about these things, that it's not a fringe issue, that, there's thousands of people here today who are going to make sure that Palestine will be free in solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Okay, thank you. What's your name?
I'm Rami. I'm with the Palestinian Youth Movement, and I'm here today because Netanyahu and other politicians are calling for the genocide of Gaza, and the United States is funding the genocide of Palestinians every single year.
And the United Nations has said you cannot block a population, and it seems like the politicians in this country, none of them are saying it needs to stop. It's a crime.
Absolutely. There's a huge double standard. I remember Ursula von der Leyen, who was the European Union Commissioner, criticized Russia for blocking water, for blocking electricity, for blocking food into the entrance of Ukraine. But when you see that happening year after year in Gaza, Israel blocks humanitarian aid, water, electricity, food, right to freedom and right to life. There's no response on the international stage, and it's frustrating and it's disgusting.
And this role of the United States in supporting Israel and basically denying the Palestinians that they have any rights. There have been pogroms in the West Bank, which have been going on for some time. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, there have been pogroms throughout the West Bank for over 75 years. I mean, children in the West Bank walk around with wills in their pockets, prepared to die at any moment. And the United States is unequivocally funding this settler violence on Palestinians in the West Bank and within Israel every single year. And there's absolutely no condemnation, and there's no acknowledgement that Palestinians' land and their right to life and freedom has been stolen for the past 75 years.
And the United States is, along with Britain, Germany, are sending ships. They're threatening other countries. What are they saying to the people of the Middle East?
They're saying if you take a stand against a settler colony called Israel, then you will face the imperial wrath of the Western nations. That's what they're saying when they send their money, when they send their warships, when they send their bombs. They're saying, if you try to stand in the way of this imperial outpost in the Middle East, you will face the wrath of the West.
And in the United States, there are people homeless, people in tents, people can't get health care, yet it seems like it's an unlimited budget for the military, trillions of dollars, and they're saying that they want to get the Congress going again so they provide more money. What does that say about America?
Yeah, it is really disgusting. I can't find another word to describe how our government is willing to act for white supremacy and violence and racism against Palestinians, but for their own people, they have no problem twiddling their thumbs and not providing basic needs and services for the people in this country. It's a really ugly double-edged sword.
And what can people do about it? What should people in the United States do about it, working people and others?
People should take the streets, just like thousands are out now with us today. They need to demand that the United States stop sending money to a settler colony that is calling for the genocide of Palestinians. I mean, it's 2023. This is happening for 75 years, and the explicit nature of United States and Israeli politicians to call for the death of a people is more than concerning, and people need to demand that the United States government start with stopping aid, any type of military aid to Israel.
I'm excited to introduce our next speaker from Jewish Voice for Peace. Make some noise for Brooke Lober.
Wow, it's beautiful to see you all here. Thank you so much for being here together today. Our hearts are breaking for the people of Gaza and for everyone who has family and loved ones and friends in Gaza. Our hearts are breaking. Our hearts are breaking for the people of Gaza and everyone who has family and friends and loved ones and who cares for the people in Gaza who are in the most danger right now. A genocide is being perpetrated in the name of the Jewish people, funded by US tax dollars. This is not new. It didn't start this week, but it can end right now. This horror is being cheered by a racist, Islamophobic media that is spreading blatant lies and also more subtle representations that seem to value Israeli lives and Jewish lives as precious, while Palestinian people and Arab and Muslim people are seen as disposable or worse. Again, this is not new. This is not new, but it can end right now. Using words like animals and trash to talk about human beings is a rhetoric of genocide. Those are genocidal words. And this should be very clear to Jewish people and the many, many people who do understand Jewish histories of genocide. The State of Israel is a colonial project wrought through racial apartheid. It is not the homeland of the Jewish people. It does not benefit the Jewish people. People profit from this, but not all of the Jewish people profit from this. This is not a Jewish project, except it always says it is. This is a colonial project. It is a colonial project. You're going to hear a lot of junk science and a lot of bullshit genetics that say that Jewish people are indigenous to that place. Jewish people are not indigenous to that place. Right now, Jewish people, everyone we know, all of our friends, all of our communities, talk to your people. End this genocide. Call for a ceasefire. The U.S. should not send a single weapon. The U.S. should not send a single dollar. If there's anything we can learn from Jewish histories at all, it is to stand against genocide. Never again for anyone. Never again for anyone. Never again is now. Thank you all. Let's march.
Important uncle, ammo, in our community, and a comrade.
Thank you, V. أهلا وسهلا بالجميع. I wanted to really appreciate the fact that people who are here in this critical moment, it shows courage, it shows that we strongly believe in justice. And I wanted to ask people who's coming for a Palestine rally to really come closer for the first time. I would like you to hear that. In respect for the organizers, I usually speak from the, get emotional and motivated and very hard. So in respect to the organizers who asked me to stick with my time limit, so I wrote something I want to read, okay, for the first time. And I also have a message from Gaza to read, from my family. In the past week, there have been countless condemnation of violence and sympathy for lost life. But that's exactly what the Palestinians have been demanding from the world for the last 75 years. Let us make one thing very clear. This rally and every rally before this is happening because the Palestinian people demand an end to all violence, an end to all systemic issues that kill countless civilians every single year. Our oppressor, the Apartheid regime of Israel, the US government, European government, and the mainstream media, as I add, would have you believe that this racist notion that we want this violence to happen, that we want to bury close to 600 of our children in the last 7 days, but the only thing we want is an end to the occupation, an end to the colonialism, an end to ethnic cleansing, an end to the siege of Gaza, an honest reporting that tells the truth, an honest reporting that tells the truth, and stop the spread of propagandas and lies. The year is 2023, but it looks like the headlines feels it's 2001. All over again. Newspapers, websites, and even heads of state publish fabricated lies and getting millions of people against us, and then walk them all back as an apology that, oh, we didn't know. Days later, but only after the damage has been done, remind us of the lie of the weapon of mass destruction that kills millions of people. This dehumanization and racist rhetoric is the only way that institutions in charge can get away with mass genocide, because they make you believe that we are not humans. They do this because the only way you can accept the threatening of killing 2 million people under siege in Gaza is to paint each and every single one as villain. And the worst part of it is that is working. My niece, Riham, lives with her children, Yasser, 12 years old, Dareen, 10, and Basil, 8. in Rimal, a neighborhood in Gaza that is supposed to be safe area in the city of Gaza. She has already survived the previous vicious attacks on Gaza in 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2021, and this week. Riham sent me this following message that I promised her to read it to you. She sent it in Arabic, so I literally translated it into English. Perhaps, and Riham says, I'm in touch with her every week and I've been in touch with her every day. I haven't heard from her in the last 12 hours, but I'm hoping to keep reporting on their conditions. And here's what Riham says. Perhaps in a few hours, we will be cut off from the world due to a complete power outage, that the batteries will lose their charge, the internet will be cut off, and the electricity company and street generators will not have a stock of diesel. We will die in silence, away from the eyes of the world and our friends. Forgive us in any case. I don't know why she's asking us to forgive her. She should forgive us if we stay silent. We will never stay silent. Never, ever. And lastly, I want to say this in Arabic for our brothers and sisters who understand Arabic. That, I wanted to in English it says that they may win a political fight here and there, they may win military fight here and there, but will never, ever, ever break our spirit. أتظن أنك قد أحرقتني ورقصت كالشيطان فوق رفاتي عبثا تحاول لا فناء لثائر أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي.
First amazing speaker, Noor from the Arab Resource and Organizing Center. Y'all make some noise for Noor!
Hi everyone, this is amazing. مرحبا جميعا. اسمي نور وأنا من المركز العربي. My name is Noor and I'm representing the Arab Resource and Organizing Center. This is amazing to see from the stage. واليوم أنا راح أحكي بالعربي. I'm gonna be speaking in Arabic and English. بعرف إنه في كثير ناس هوني مش بس من فلسطين، من سوريا، من العراق، من اليمن، من السودان. ونحن مش بس متواجدين هون لنتضامن مع أهلنا بفلسطين. متواجدين هون لأنه فلسطين قضية كل إنسان ببلادنا بيعرف شو يعني ناس بالملايين تتهجر من بيوتها ومن بلدها. We Syrians know what it means for millions of people to be forcibly displaced from their homes and their homeland. And why are people in Gaza being forcibly displaced from their homes right now? Well, not because of war and not because of terrorism. Because of Western imperialism, militarism, and settler colonialism in our region. Do they teach this in the classroom? In the US classroom? No, they don't. Do they mention it in mainstream media? No. ليش الناس بغزة عم تتهجر بالملايين؟ مش بس حرب خلقت امبارح. بسبب التهجير القسري الممنهج ضد الفلسطينيين ويلي صار له أكثر من 75 سنة. أهل غزة مش أول مرة بيتهجروا من بيوتهم. ومش أول مرة إسرائيل بتعلن حرب على غزة. الهدف هو واضح. الدولة الصهيونية بدها تمحي هوية غزة ومدينة غزة وفلسطين على الخريطة. دمروا المباني السكنية، دمروا المدارس، دمروا المشافي، دمروا الأسواق، قصفوا حارات بغزة بكاملها والهدف يمحوا فلسطين من الذاكرة ومن التاريخ. This is not the first time that the people of Gaza and Palestine are experiencing expulsion and ethnic cleansing. What's happening now is part of the systemic erasure of Palestine. And the goal now is the erasure of Gaza on the map. But the people of Palestine will not be silenced. We will not be silenced and we will resist.
We will join you! We will join you!
When we say free Palestine, we mean end the siege on Gaza. Stop the destruction of Palestinian land. When we say free Palestine, we mean let the people of Palestine move freely on their land. When we say free Palestine, what do we mean? Allow the right of return for the millions of Palestinian refugees. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zaina and I'm a high schooler here in the city, and my family is from Benesela, a small town near Khan Yunis in Gaza. This summer I was able to visit for the first time. I always knew that things and the situation there was bad, but I don't think anything could have prepared me for what I saw. And I know that the next time I visit, it's not going to be the same. As much as I enjoyed being there and being able to meet my family, there were also many times where I felt my heart shatter seeing the way people there live. I remember there was a day where me and my cousins were talking about what schools we wanted to go to in education, and they were telling me about all the different colleges and universities they dreamed of going to. But that's the sad part. They can only dream. They know in their hearts that they will live their lives locked up and sheltered from the world. Absolutely not. I refuse to let them throw away their future and their lives and their dreams because someone decided that Zionism and white supremacy is more important than humanity. This past week, I have been filled with so many different emotions. I'm angry because of all the misinformation people are posting on social media. I'm disappointed by the amount of times I've seen people repost, "I stand with Israel," and completely ignoring the Palestinian lives in Gaza as if we don't exist. Throughout the week, I have tried to be in contact with my family, but whenever my messages don't send, I feel my stomach sink. I'm worried sick about not only their safety, but the safety of all the innocent people that are in harm's way. Missiles are falling over them like rain, and they have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. Going to school this week with everything going on has felt unreal. On Thursday, I walked into my first period class, and everyone was talking and laughing with their friends, and the teacher started the class like everything was fine in the world. I wanted to cry. It does not matter what race or religion you are. I refuse to stand back and watch as a genocide happens right before our eyes. We will not let the media brainwash people with propaganda. We will continue to share our stories and the truth about Palestine, and I ask everyone to always keep that spirit with them. I may only be a teenager living in America, but I want my voice to be heard. As the next generation, it is our job to make sure that we as a society do not let ourselves be blinded by the idea of power and colonization. We are the next generation, and the world we are living in is unjust. We must demand safety. We must demand freedom for all people. We must demand a free Palestine. Thank you.